So the Voyage line. Now we're into the Voyage line.
Creme de la creme.
I might catch some shit from this, but I really think that this is one of the best products out there.
You don't have to worry about catching shit from that. Nobody paid for us to do this.
Correct.
So that's why we don't get paid to do things like this.
I've seen people refer to this because Deckorators is really starting to gain some traction with the contractors all over the continent. And a lot of I've seen this comment said before, and it almost seems true, is that some guys are saying this seems like the new technology of composite. It makes the other traditional wood plastic composites seem like old generation stuff again.
Yes.
And so in the same way that traditional composite that wasn't capped became kind of the old version of composite when capped composite came out.
Yes.
Now this is kind of like, oh yeah, this is an improvement on the technology again. And this even makes kind of like capped composites seem a little bit like last generation. And it's hard to argue with that.
Yeah. And like give up traction, just the expansion and contraction alone for me is that's making the change.
It's a big thing. Yeah.
It's like, how do you fix
because it's such a big
miter
problem with all the other ones. That's the problem.
Yeah. And everybody who loves PVC likes it because it looks good and it's light and easy to install and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, the struggle is always miter or not miter, miter or not miter. And it's like, well, this would change that.
And see, and the thing is, until a product comes out and actually addresses it and changes it, it's a wash in the industry. People come in and be like, does one get less hot? Nah, they all get hot. Oh, okay. So then they dismiss that. They're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just shop without considering that anymore. Yes. I thought that was important to me, but if it's not even an option. And it's the same with the whole expansion and contraction. It's like, well, does any of these, do they all expand and contract? Yeah, no, they all do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, then that's out too. But now it's like, well, actually, no, this one doesn't really.
Correct.
Like a little tiny bit, but best in industry by far, like less than half what the next best guy is doing as far as expansion contraction.
Yep.
So it is, it's really impressive from that front.
The other thing that I like, they use multiple fastener systems and they don't care about that. It's like, just use this one or use that one. And
they're definitely less stingy about the fasteners that you're using. Yeah.
Because it should be less stingy. These fasteners aren't,
well, they're
not doing anything to the board. They're just clamping the board to the joist.
Yeah. They just don't force you into using their fasteners, which I feel like and some brands are major into that. And I think that just pisses people off more than anything. Like I know for a fact people have not used a branded decking because they were told they were forced into using that fastener with it and they would lose their warranty if they didn't, and they've changed the board. So what did, like, you didn't make a few bucks on the fasteners, but you lost the decking sale, which is the 90% part?
I know a contractor that like took his kit away and was like, oh, I don't need this kit anymore.
You can take this kit back.
Don't need it.
So it's an issue, and hopefully they like very clearly referring to one. But there's a lot of brands that say you have to use our fasteners in order to maintain the full warranty.
Yep.
So whatever. So Deckorators doesn't do that. It's like if this thing is installed correctly and with a good fastener, and it doesn't matter who installs it as long as it's done right, then the warranty is the warranty, which is fantastic. So
yep. Now, so they've changed the game a little bit, right? It doesn't expand and contract. It's not doesn't, but it's like it's so minimal, then you can just about say it doesn't.
Yeah. Who is it? Okay, we got some comments coming in here, and I've been ignoring them. And Bryce is sitting over there reading a book. What is happening here? And I just got the finger. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. I got a comment from Cascade Fence and Deck says #Team Decorators Heart. Simcoe Deck says, "Can I be on the team?" What were we
Team Decorators. Holy smokes! You read that?
Well, you don't have to
like a half second before.
No, I know, but I was like, why is he asking?
So here's the thing.
You can just.
Here's the other thing.
It's not a club.
Yeah, you don't have to pay to get in.
You can just.
Well, you kind of got to pay to get in.
You can just do that. It's like saying, "Can I be part of the Slurpee club?" Yeah, you just have to buy a Slurpee.
Yep. So here is what I do know about the contractors that have started using Deckorators. They all just install Deckorators. They don't. This is like the contractor has started using that, and they're like, "Oh man, it goes down great. It doesn't move. It's really light to carry around. It's strong. I'm in."
And this is
done deal.
This is not on any documented paper or whatever, but the feedback we're hearing from contractors quite frequently is it doesn't get as hot. Yeah. They're saying when we're working with this stuff, like when we're picking boards up, just like in the field, hands on, it's not nearly as hot as the other stuff we're used to using. And so we're eager to get testing that. I want a hot day out. I don't want to test it at 25 degrees. I want to test it at 35.
Yeah.
100 degrees outside. I want to test it then. So we're going to do that for sure.
Can't do that here because it doesn't get to 35 because now it's so windy. It's just 15 now.
Yeah.
It's so windy.
So, and there's a good question. Would wind play into that? Would wind affect the surface temperature of the deck board? Do you think?
This will be the year to test that. It shouldn't because it's ambient.
Right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't. It doesn't sweat. So therefore wind shouldn't make a difference.
Correct.